Phu Quoc Island, Vietnam's so-called tropical paradise. But after just 3 days here, I learned the truth. This beautiful island is turning into Southeast Asia's biggest tourist trap. If you're dreaming of a perfect vacation here, watch this video before you book that flight. The trap starts the moment you land. I tried to book a Grab for 88,000 dong, but after 20 minutes, nobody accepted. Some drivers accepted, then cancelled. Finally, one driver came up to me outside the app, offering the same ride for 100,000 dong. I agreed. Short trips are rarely accepted on the app, and drivers prefer taking tourists to places where they can earn commissions. So instead of driving me straight to my hotel, he pushed for a stop at Ngoc Hinh Pearl Farm. He also said I could exchange money there. When I arrived, staff followed me closely, making me feel pressured to buy. And at the cashier, the exchange rate was much worse than the market. I refused. Here's the truth. Every driver gets a cash kickback of about 100,000 dong per car for dropping tourists here. Pearl prices are 2 or 3 times higher than in Ho Chi Minh City. The sales pitch is relentless. Welcome to Phu Quoc. The Phu Quoc night market is advertised as a foodie's dream. But the first red flag, as you can see, there isn't a single tourist around. No prices on the menus. Anywhere. Seafood dishes cost 3 to 4 times more than in other Vietnamese cities. A simple coconut water. Over $3 for something that usually costs 50 cents. Most tourists leave the night market feeling ripped off and disappointed. This isn't the authentic Vietnam you see in travel ads. If a menu doesn't show prices, you know you're about to get scammed. And that's exactly what happened. This little cake was the only thing I found at a fair price. One honest vendor in a whole market? That's not a good sign. What is this cake?
This is palm sugar cake.
It's really good. This cost only $1.50. The night market left me unsatisfied, as if I had fallen into a tourist trap with nothing real to offer. And sadly, the same pattern continued the next day at Phu Quoc's grandest attractions. Welcome to Sunworld Phu Quoc, the mega project in the north of the island, built by one of Vietnam's biggest corporations. It comes with a golf course, luxury resorts, and rows of colourful buildings that create a spectacular view. But the moment you step through the gates, what strikes you isn't the grandeur, it's the shocking emptiness. Let me take you on a full tour of this place so you can see what it's really like. This place should have been packed with people, but as you can see, it's not. There's literally no one here. It's 8 p.m. right now, but as you can see, there's still no one here. Behind me is the street that was once filled with famous spas. This is the price just to watch a simple cultural show. Unbelievable. And finally, I arrived at what seems to be the busiest spot on this beautiful island. Every night at 9:30, there's a cultural performance with music, dance, and a grand water show. It's advertised as the most spectacular water show in all of Vietnam. But as you can see, the number of tourists here is surprisingly small. Leaving this place, I had so many questions running through my mind. A quick search on Google revealed countless posts on travel forums where both domestic and international tourists were calling for a boycott of Phu Quoc because of overcharging, poor service, and disappointing experiences. That explains why the island saw a surge of visitors just 2 years ago, but this year it's a completely different story. The next day, I traveled south, wondering if tourists preferred this area instead. But once again, the same emptiness, abandoned houses with for rent and for sale signs, only a handful of shops open, and the few people walking around were engineers and construction workers. At this point, I felt like the soul of the island had been lost. And yet, amid the ghost towns and overpriced traps, there are still places that remind me why I love Vietnam. Truc Lam Monastery, perched above the ocean, quiet and serene, offers real beauty and peace if you know where to look. And the locals, working hard to build bamboo rafts, show the side of Vietnam that is simple, honest, and genuine. These are the moments that remind me why I love this country. Not the overpriced tourist traps, but the real culture and the real people. Phu Quoc is losing its soul to tourist traps and greed, but if enough people speak up, maybe things can change. If you've been scammed or disappointed here, share your story in the comments. Let's warn other travelers and demand better. This is Discover Vietnam by Thinh, where I show you the real Vietnam, not just the glossy brochure. Subscribe for more honest travel stories, because the truth matters. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more real stories from Vietnam. The truth is always worth sharing.